The world outside is a symphony of gray. A steady, percussive rain, the kind that feels like it could last for days, drums against the roof of your car and paints shimmering, abstract streaks across your windshield. The rhythmic thump-thump-thump of the wipers is a hypnotic metronome, counting down the miles, washing away the week. It was a long week. A week of deadlines that seemed to multiply, of emails that never stopped arriving, of a low-grade, humming anxiety that has become the background noise of your adult life. But with each mile that separates you from the city, from your apartment, from that relentless hum, you feel a knot you didn't even realize you were holding begin to loosen. You're heading to Maya's house. Not her new, stylish condo downtown that she shares with her partner, but her parents' house. The house where you all grew up, the house that stands as a silent monument to your shared history. It's a house nestled in a quiet, leafy suburb where the streetlights cast a soft, orange glow, and the biggest event of the evening is a dog barking at a passing car. Tonight, it's just the three of you, Maya, and Liam. A recalibration sleepover, as Liam had dubbed it in the group chat, complete with a string of pixelated, dancing banana emojis. No partners, no kids, no work talk allowed. The only rule was to bring your comfiest sweatpants and your most juvenile sense of humor. You turn onto her street, and the familiarity of it is a comfort in itself. The big oak tree on the corner, the slightly crooked mailbox at the end of the Davis's driveway, the way the road curves just so. You pull into the driveway behind Maya's sensible sedan, the gravel crunching softly under your tires. For a moment, you just sit there, engine off, listening to the rain patter on the metal roof. It's a sound that doesn't demand anything of you. It's a sound of cleansing, of release. Taking a deep breath, you finally grab your duffel bag from the passenger seat, a bag filled not with business attire, but with flannel pajama bottoms, an old band t-shirt, and your thickest, fuzziest socks. The front porch light is on, a welcoming golden beacon in the deepening twilight. Before you can even knock, the door swings open. Maya stands there, framed in the warm light, a wide, genuine smile on her face. She's already in her sleepover uniform, an oversized university sweatshirt and gray leggings. Her hair is piled in a messy bun, the kind that takes either 10 seconds or 10 minutes to perfect. "You made it," she says, her voice full of a warmth that instantly wraps around you like a blanket. She steps aside to let you in, and you're immediately enveloped in the scent of her parents' home. It's a unique, irreplaceable aroma blend of old books, lemon polish, and the faint, sweet smell of whatever her mom baked earlier in the week. It's the smell of safety. "The rain is insane," you say, shaking your head and toeing off your damp sneakers on the mat. "It's perfect," Maya counters, closing the door and shutting out the gray world. The heavy thud of the door feels wonderfully final. It's cozy weather. Liam's on his way. He had to make a vital provisions stop. You laugh, knowing this could mean anything from a specific brand of sour gummy worms to a bootleg copy of a terrible movie he found at a thrift store. Of course he did. "Come on," Maya says, gesturing with her head. The sanctuary awaits. You follow her through the quiet, carpeted living room, past the family photos on the mantel, awkward school pictures, and sunny vacation snaps that chronicle your lives together. You pass the formal dining room that was only ever used for holidays and head towards the door at the back of the hall. The door to the basement. Maya pulls the chain for the bare bulb at the top of the stairs, illuminating a narrow, carpeted staircase. As you descend, the air changes. It grows cooler, denser, and carries a different scent, the clean, earthy smell of concrete, old wood paneling, and the distinct, papery perfume of hundreds of VHS tapes. This basement was your clubhouse, your cinema, your confessional, your world. And it looks almost exactly as you remember it. The far wall is dominated by a massive, built-in entertainment center made of dark, heavy wood. In its center sits a formidable CRT television, a big, boxy behemoth with a screen that seems impossibly small by today's standards. Below it, a VCR and a dusty DVD player sit side by side, relics of a transitional era. To the right, shelves are crammed with a chaotic library of VHS tapes, There spines a collage of faded movie posters and handwritten labels in Maya's mom's neat cursive. To the left, a Nintendo 64 is hooked up, its iconic three-pronged controllers lying in a tangled, friendly pile. The furniture is a museum of comfort. A plush, slightly worn floral-patterned sofa that has absorbed years of spilled soda and popcorn butter. Two lumpy beanbag chairs, one red and one blue, that have conformed to the shape of your teenage bodies. In the corner, a lava lamp sits on a small end table, its waxy globules frozen in mid-ascent, waiting to be brought back to life. It's perfect. You breathe out, dropping your bag on the floor. It's like stepping into a photograph. The anxieties of your week, of your decade, seem unable to follow you down these stairs. They don't have the password. My parents never change anything down here, Maya says, a fond smile in her voice. They call it the rec room, but we know what it really is. She walks over to the lava lamp and flicks its switch. With a soft click, a light begins to glow at its base, slowly warming the colorful wax. You wander over to the wall of VHS tapes, your fingers tracing the worn cardboard sleeves. Clueless, Empire Records, The Breakfast Club, Jurassic Park, Reality Bites. Each title is a key, unlocking a dozen memories. You remember watching Jurassic Park for the first time down here, all of you huddled together, jumping in unison when the T-Rex appeared. You remember quoting every line of Clueless until you were hoarse. I still can't believe my mom taped over the end of Romeo and Juliet with an episode of her gardening show, Maya says, coming to stand beside you. You pull out the tape in question. The label, in her mom's writing, says Leo Movie. Scratched out beside it, in Maya's teenage scrawl, are the words, ruined forever. You both laugh, a soft, easy sound that fills the quiet room. Just then, you hear the muffled sound of the front door opening upstairs, followed by a booming, familiar voice. Special delivery for the Society of Sleepyheads. A few moments later, Liam appears at the top of the stairs, his arms laden with two greasy pizza boxes and a brown paper bag that clinks ominously. He has the same mischievous grin he's had since he was 12. He hasn't changed out of his work clothes, yet a button-down shirt with the sleeves rolled up, but he's already shed the professional demeanor. I come bearing gifts, he announces, carefully navigating the stairs. One large pepperoni and mushroom, one large veggie supreme, and he sets the pizzas down on the sturdy wooden coffee table and pulls a collection of glass bottles from the paper bag. Clearly Canadian, in 3 different flavors. The guy at the weird specialty soda shop looked at me like I was a time traveler. You are a hero, you declare, your stomach rumbling at the sight of the pizza boxes. The smell of hot dough, melted cheese, and savory toppings fills the air, mingling with the nostalgic scent of the basement. I do what I can, Liam says, bowing dramatically. He disappears back upstairs for a moment and returns wearing a faded Nirvana t-shirt and plaid pajama pants that are clearly too short for him. All right, now I'm ready to party like it's 1999. The 3 of you settle around the coffee table, a comfortable, familiar orbit. Maya brings down a stack of paper plates and napkins. Liam cracks open the sodas with a satisfying hiss. You open the first pizza box, and a cloud of steam billows out, carrying the glorious gospel of hot pizza. There's no pretense here, no delicate bites. You each grab a slice, the melted cheese stretching in long, glorious strands. You take your first bite, the slightly sweet tomato sauce, the salty pepperoni, the earthy mushrooms, the thick, chewy crust. The simple is perfect. You take a long sip of your blackberry-flavored, clearly Canadian. The fizzy sweetness a perfect counterpoint. The conversation flows as easily as the soda. It's a comfortable patter, a tapestry woven from in-jokes, shared memories, and gentle ribbing. Remember when we tried to make our own pizza down here? Liam says through a mouthful of crust. With the English muffins? Maya groans. And you put so much oregano on it, it tasted like a forest floor. It was rustic, Liam defends. Artisanal. It was inedible, you add laughing. And you set off the smoke detector. and your dad came running down here with the fire extinguisher. A minor setback on the road to culinary greatness, Liam says with a wave of his hand. You eat and talk and laugh. The rain a constant, gentle drumming against the small basement windows high up on the wall. The world outside, with all its demands and complexities, feels a million miles away. Here, in this subterranean haven, the only things that matter are warm pizza, cold soda, and the easy comfort of friends who know you better than you know yourself. Once the pizza is reduced to a pile of crusts and the sodas are half empty, the great debate begins. The movie. Okay, what's the vibe? Liam asks, rubbing his hands together in anticipation. Horror? Comedy? Angsty teen drama? No horror, Maya says immediately. I want to be able to sleep tonight, not lie awake thinking every creak is a monster. Scaredy cat, Liam teases. I vote for something we can quote along with, you suggest. Maximum comfort. An excellent criterion. Liam agrees, moving purposefully toward the VHS shelf. He adopts the persona of a wizened old librarian, peering at the titles through imaginary spectacles. Yes, a fine collection. We have the John Hughes section. Timeless choice. We have the peak Winona Ryder collection. Very strong. And here, the so bad it's good category. He pulls out a tape with a lurid, hand-drawn cover. I don't even know what Space Mutants from Planet X is, but I feel like we need to find out. Veto. Maya and you say in unison. Liam sighs dramatically and slides the tape back into its slot. Fine. Your loss. The world may never know its genius. You join him at the shelf, the three of you standing shoulder to shoulder, scanning the titles like sommeliers in a wine cellar. Your fingers brush against the plastic cases, the slight static charge, the satisfying clack of them knocking together. It's a tactile experience, so different from scrolling through an endless, impersonal streaming menu. Here, every choice is finite, deliberate. Ooh, Empire Records, Maya says, pulling it out. Rex Manning Day is a national holiday in this house. A strong contender, Liam concedes. But what about Dazed and Confused, the ultimate hangout movie? What about Clueless? You offer, holding up the iconic yellow plaid cover. It's like the Monet of teen movies. As if, Liam says, perfectly mimicking Cher's voice. The debate is friendly, meandering, and part of the ritual. You argue the merits of each film, dissecting favorite scenes and quoting memorable lines. It's not really about picking the perfect movie. It's about the act of choosing together, of reliving the joy these stories brought you. Eventually, a consensus is reached. A double feature. First, Clueless, for its witty dialogue and bright, poppy optimism. Then Empire Records for its slightly edgier, cooler-than-thou vibe and killer soundtrack. The decision made, the next phase of the ritual begins. Building the nest. You grab your duffel bag and change into your own sleepover gear, the soft, worn flannel pants and the t-shirt from a concert you all went to in high school. Maya disappears upstairs and returns with a mountain of bedding-thick duvets, fluffy pillows, and 2 old-school sleeping bags, one navy blue and one forest green. You and Liam get to work, dragging the coffee table to the side and unrolling the sleeping bags on the soft, slightly shaggy carpet. You fluff the pillows and arrange the duvets over the sofa and beanbag chairs, creating a fortress of softness. The room transforms from a simple basement into a cozy den, a burrow designed for maximum comfort and hibernation. The only light now comes from the warm, gentle glow of the resurrected lava lamp, its orange and yellow wax now rising and falling in slow, mesmerizing blobs, and a single dim lamp in the corner. While you arrange the bedding, Maya takes on the sacred role of VCR operator. She picks up the Clueless cassette, the plastic weighty and substantial in her hand. She opens the little hinge door on the front of the tape, checking to make sure the film is rewound. With a look of intense concentration, she pushes the tape into the slot on the VCR. The machine accepts it with a loud, mechanical clunk-chunk, a sound that vibrates with nostalgia. It whirs to life, a low hum filling the room as it positions the tape. Maya presses the play button on the machine, a button with a satisfying, tactile click. She fiddles with the TV remote clunky, gray plastic brick with rubbery buttons and changes the input to video 1. The TV screen, which had been black, flickers to life. First, a wash of staticky blue, accompanied by a low hum. You all hold your breath for a second. Sometimes the tapes needed finessing. But then the image stabilizes. The iconic, ominous FBI warning appears in stark white letters against a red and blue background. Yes, Liam whispers, pumping a fist. We have ignition. You settle into your spot, wriggling down into the green sleeping bag, a pillow propped perfectly behind your head. Maya curls up on the sofa, pulling a thick duvet up to her chin. Liam claims the red beanbag chair, sinking into it with a contented sigh. The room is dark and warm. The rain continues its gentle, rhythmic drumming on the windows, a soothing, natural white noise machine. The lava lamp pulses, casting slow, dancing shadows on the wood-paneled walls. The FBI warning gives way to the previews trailers for other 90s movies, a time capsule in themselves. You watch them with a kind of detached amusement, a glimpse into a world that felt so urgent and modern at the time. And then it begins. The opening chords of Kids in America blast from the TV's tinny speakers. The screen fills with the bright, sun-drenched world of Beverly Hills. Cher, Dion, and Ty fill the screen, and a collective, contented sigh settles over the three of you. You are here. You are safe. You are home. The world outside, with its rain and its worries, cannot touch you. There is only the warm glow of the television, the soft nest of blankets, the sound of your friends' quiet breathing beside you, and the promise of a long, peaceful night ahead. The story is just beginning, and you let its familiar comfort wash over you. Your eyelids already feeling a little heavier, your body sinking a little deeper into the soft, welcoming floor. The hum of the VCR is a lullaby, and for the first time in a long time, your mind is quiet. The movie plays on, a familiar river of dialogue and music flowing through the cozy, darkened room. You know this film by heart. Every line, every outfit, every perfectly timed musical cue is etched into your memory. But watching it now, cocooned in your sleeping bag, it feels less like a movie and more like a warm bath. You're not actively watching, not analyzing. You're simply letting it be. The bright, saturated colors of Cher's digital closet, the vibrant yellow of her plaid suit, the sun-bleached landscapes of Beverly Hills, they all wash over you. A gentle tide of visual comfort. Your friends are in a similar state of tranquil immersion. Maya is curled on the sofa, her eyes at half-mast, a soft, sleepy smile on her face as she mouths along with the dialogue. As if, she whispers in unison with the screen, and a small, shared laugh ripples between the three of you. Liam has sunk so far into his beanbag chair that he seems to have become one with it, a human beanbag hybrid. He occasionally surfaces to quote one of Christian's lines in a dramatically flat tone or to offer a piece of trivia he read online years ago. Fun fact, he murmurs, during the party scene in the valley. The actor who played Travis Breckenmeyer was actually a legit skateboarder. He did a lot of his own stuff. Fascinating. Maya replies, her voice thick with impending sleep. It is fascinating, Liam insists, though without much energy. You're floating in that perfect, liminal space between wakefulness and sleep. Your body is heavy and relaxed, anchored to the soft floor. Your mind, however, is drifting. The film acts as a gentle tether, but your thoughts wander down quiet, pleasant side roads of memory. The scene where Cher and Dion are driving on the freeway reminds you of getting your own driver's license, the terrifying, exhilarating freedom of it. You remember piling into Maya's first car, a beat-up old hatchback that smelled like French fries and air freshener, and driving around with the windows down, singing along to the radio at the top of your lungs, feeling like the world was infinite. The movie's soundtrack, a perfect compilation of 90s alt-pop, is a powerful catalyst for this gentle time travel. The bouncy chords of the Muffs cover of Kids in America fade, and later, the cool, detached melody of All Right by Supergrass fills the room. Each song is a breadcrumb leading back to a specific feeling, a specific moment. A school dance, a summer afternoon at the public pool, lying on your bedroom floor, listening to your Discman, feeling a universe of teenage angst and hope. These aren't stressful memories. They are softened by time, their sharp edges worn smooth, leaving only a gentle, glowing nostalgia. The rain outside has not relented. If anything, its rhythm has deepened, a steady, soothing shush 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 against the earth. It's the kind of sound that makes being inside feel like the greatest luxury in the world. The world is being washed clean, and you are tucked away, dry and warm and safe. The lava lamp continues its silent, hypnotic ballet. The slow, languid dance of the wax, a visual representation of how you feel drifting, warm, and unhurried. The blobs separate, rise, cool, and sink in an endless, peaceful cycle. The movie reaches its climax. Cher's heartfelt, if slightly misguided, speech in debate class. Her realization on Rodeo Drive. The fountain. The kiss. It's also wonderfully predictable, so comforting in its certainty. As the credits roll and Luscious Jackson's Here begins to play, a quiet contentment settles over the room. The story is resolved. All is well in Beverly Hills. For a few moments, no one speaks. There's only the sound of the music from the TV, the whirring of the VCR as it continues to play the tape, and the gentle percussion of the rain. Well, Liam says, finally stirring from his beanbag cocoon. That was like a totally important film. Maya stretches a long, cat-like movement on the sofa. I'm so sleepy, she sighs. But a good sleepy. It's not even midnight, Liam protests, though his voice lacks its usual vigor. The night is young. Our mission is not yet complete. We still have Empire records. You prop yourself up on your elbows. The thought of another whole movie feels like a monumental effort. I don't know if I have another movie in me, you admit. I think my brain is turning into pudding. A delicious, cozy pudding, Maya adds. Heresy, Liam declares, sitting up. But I understand. He looks around the darkened room, at the glowing TV, at the nest of blankets. Okay, new plan. We need a palate cleanser. Something to bridge the gap between movie one and the eventual slide into blissful unconsciousness. He points a finger dramatically at the corner. The Nintendo calls to us. A slow grin spreads across your face. It's the perfect idea. Not as passive as a movie, but not as demanding as a real conversation. It's a shared activity, a ritual. Oh, yes, Maya says, her eyes lighting up. Mario Kart. It's not a question. It's a statement of fact. If the N64 was on, Mario Kart 64 was to be played. The transition happens in a slow, dreamlike motion. Liam heaves himself out of the beanbag chair and kneels before the television, the modern-day acolyte at the altar of 90s technology. He presses the power button on the console, a big, satisfyingly chunky switch. The small red light on the front glows to life. He ejects the game that was already in their GoldenEye, of course, and blows into the Mario Kart cartridge with a puff of air, a sacred, superstitious ritual that everyone knew was the only way to make the games work properly. He slides the cartridge into the slot, and the connection feels solid, definitive. Maya switches the TV input from Video 1 to Video 2. The screen flickers, and then the iconic, colorful Mario Kart 64 logo appears, accompanied by that cheerful, unforgettable theme music. A wave of pure, unadulterated joy washes over you. You and Maya untangle the controllers, the weird, three-handled plastic beasts that felt so futuristic at the time. You remember the arguments over who got the good controller, the one whose joystick wasn't loose. Tonight, there is no argument. You plug them in, the plastic connectors seating with a dull click. Liam, as the instigator, gets first pick of character. I shall be Yoshi, he announces, navigating the character selection screen with practiced ease. Maya, without hesitation, chooses Princess Peach. It has always been her choice. You hover for a moment, then select Toad. Small, nimble, and with a cheerful, encouraging whoopee. every time he gets a boost. The Grand Prix begins. For races. Flower Cup. You huddle closer to the TV, the light from the screen illuminating your focused faces. The world shrinks to the confines of the racetrack. Your thumbs find their familiar places on the joystick and the A button. The countdown begins. Looky too, the little cloud Koopa, holds up the traffic lights. 3, 2, 1, go. Your fingers press the buttons in a rhythm learned years ago. The sounds of the game fill the basement, a chaotic, joyful symphony. The high-pitched whine of the carts, the boing of a jump, the triumphant fanfare of getting an item box, the dreaded, tinny sound of a banana peel slip-up. No, 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 blue shell. Liam groans as the ultimate weapon of destruction targets his first-place Yoshi. The great injustice of our time. Maya, in second place, zips past him with a smug little bye-bye from Princess Peach. Justice is served, she says calmly. You're a solid third, focused intently on drifting around the corners of Moo Moo Farm, dodging the gophers that pop out of the dirt. Your concentration is absolute, but it's a peaceful focus. It's a flow state. There are no stakes here, no consequences. There is only the simple, satisfying challenge of the race. You play through the entire cup. Mario Raceway, Choco Mountain with its frustrating falling boulders. The infamous, psychedelic Rainbow Road. Liam, a surprisingly gracious loser, comes in second. Maya, with a quiet consistency, takes the Grand Prix. You come in a respectable third. There are no high fives or victory dances. Just a shared, satisfied silence as the credits roll, showing your characters celebrating on the podium. Okay, Liam says, setting his controller down. Okay, my competitive spirit is sated. I can now rest. The energy in the room has shifted. The brief spike of adrenaline from the game has faded, leaving behind a deep, profound tiredness. It's the satisfying exhaustion that comes after a day of fun, not a day of work. I think. Maya begins, her sentence ending in a huge, jaw-cracking yawn. I think it's time for the sleepy movie. The sleepy movie is the final stage of the evening. It's a film that no one is expected to watch. It's purely for background noise, a gentle murmur to fill the silence as you drift off. It has to be something so familiar, so comforting, that its presence is like a weighted blanket for the mind. Let's see. You say, your voice soft. You don't even get up. You just crane your neck to look at the shelf. The Princess Bride? Perfect. Maya and Liam say in near unison. The ritual is repeated, but in slow motion this time. Liam, with a great sigh, ejects Mario Kart and switches off the N64. Maya rewinds the clueless tape with a loud whirring sound, removes it, and gently pushes the Princess Bride into the VCR. The screen flickers back to the familiar blue static, then to the FBI warning. You all resettle into your nests. You wriggle deeper into your sleeping bag, the nylon cool against your skin at first, then quickly warming. You pull the edge of the duvet up to your nose, inhaling the clean, faint scent of laundry detergent. Maya is practically horizontal on the couch, her face turned toward the back cushions. Liam is once again a shapeless lump in the beanbag chair, his breathing already becoming slow and even. The opening of the movie begins the little boy sick in bed, his grandfather coming to read him a story. The sounds are muted, comforting. The creak of the door, the grandfather's gentle, gravelly voice, the rustling of the book's pages. The room is almost completely dark now, save for the flickering light of the TV and the ceaseless, gentle pulse of the lava lamp. The rain has softened to a fine, misty drizzle, a constant, whispering hush. For a long while, the only sound is the movie and the rain. Then, from the darkness of the couch, Maya's voice comes, soft and reflective. Do you guys ever feel like you're faking it? The question hangs in the air, simple and profound. Liam stirs in his beanbag. You turn your head on your pillow. Faking what? Liam asks, his voice thick with sleep. I don't know, Maya says. Adulthood. Like we're all just wearing costumes and doing impressions of what we think grown-ups are supposed to do. And at any moment someone's going to find us out. You let out a soft breath. All the time, you whisper. I feel like I'm still the person who used to hide in this basement. But now I have to pay a mortgage and pretend to know what a 401k is. A low chuckle comes from Liam's direction. I still have to consciously stop myself from buying a whole box of fruit roll UPS at the grocery store. It feels like an illicit act. Like my mom is going to see it in my cart and tell me to put it back. A comfortable silence falls. The movie plays on in the background. Fencing, fighting, torture, revenge, giants, monsters, chases, escapes, true love, miracles. The grandfather's voice intones from the television. It seems to fit the conversation perfectly. It's nice to be back here, Maya says, her voice barely above a whisper. Where none of that matters. Where we don't have to be anything. We just are. Yeah. You agree, your eyes slowly closing. We just are. And that's the truth of it. Down here, in this time capsule, you are not your job title or your relationship status or your list of responsibilities. You are just you. Maya is Maya. Liam is Liam. The same people who shared secrets and dreams on this very floor, fueled by soda and bad pizza. The friendship between you is the one thing that doesn't feel like a costume. It's real. It's the foundation. Your thoughts begin to unspool, losing their shape. The edges of the room blur. The dialogue from the movie becomes a gentle, meaningless murmur, like the sound of a distant conversation. The rhythmic sound of the rain is a lullaby. The warm, pulsing glow of the lava lamp seen through your heavy eyelids is a fading ember. You focus on the physical sensations. The weight of the blanket on top of you, a comforting, grounding pressure. The softness of the pillow beneath your head. The warmth that has pooled inside the sleeping bag. You can hear the slow, deep breathing of your friends, a sound more reassuring than any words. It's the sound of shared peace. Your mind drifts. A scene from the movie. A memory of school. The pattern of the rain on the window. The taste of the blackberry soda. The thoughts are no longer linear. They are just floating images, gentle and disconnected, like lazy clouds drifting across a summer sky. You are floating in a warm, dark, quiet sea. The last vestiges of the day, of the week, dissolve into the gentle darkness. The hum of the VCR is a distant, steady drone. The rain is a soft, constant whisper. The friendship in this room is a silent, unshakable anchor. There is no need to try to sleep. Sleep is coming to you. It is rising up from the floor, seeping in from the walls, descending from the ceiling. It is a soft, velvet curtain, slowly, gently, closing on the day. Your last conscious thought is one of simple, profound gratitude. For this room. For this rain. For these friends. And then, nothing. Just the deep, quiet, restorative peace of a dreamless sleep.